Welcome back to this new edition of News Today, a series where we briefly discuss and analyze important news of the day. Without delay, let's explore the headlines first. 3 criminal laws to be effective from July 1st. Constitutional morality essential to India's diversity, says Chief Justice of India. Sustainable Development Goals National Indicator Framework Progress Report 2024 has been released. World Bank approves $1.5 billion loan to accelerate India's green energy push. Ministry of Environment approved funds for next phase of Bustard recovery program. Impact of climate change on marginal farmers report released by FEED. Starting with the first news. From today, July 1, 3 new criminal laws will take effect. Passed by Parliament in 2023, these laws mark a significant shift in India's legal landscape. Let's delve into the specifics. The 3 laws are the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023 and the Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023. They replace the outdated Indian Penal Code of 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code of 1973 and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872 respectively. Beginning with the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, it brings several crucial reforms. One notable change is the introduction of community services for petty offences such as attempted suicide or obstructing public servants' duties. The law also classifies sexual acts against women under 18 as rape, regardless of consent, and defines terrorist acts as a separate offence. However, Section 106, Clause 2 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which provides for punishment in hit-and-run cases, has been put on hold. Transitioning to the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, this law addresses the detention of under trials. It stipulates that accused individuals detained for half the maximum sentence must be released on bond, except in cases involving the death penalty, life imprisonment, or multiple pending charges. Additionally, it empowers a magistrate of the first class to order accused persons to provide specimen signatures, finger impressions, handwriting, or voice samples. Lastly, the Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023 grants electronic and digital records the same legal status as paper documents. This act also broadens the scope of oral evidence to include all statements, including electronic ones, permitted or required by the court from witnesses regarding matters under inquiry. The significance of these new criminal laws cannot be overstated. They promote reformative justice, such as community service instead of imprisonment for minor offences, and aim to modernize the justice system to reflect current norms of criminal jurisprudence. Furthermore, they ensure a seamless flow of information by improving coordination and collaboration between parties involved in investigations and judicial proceedings. In conclusion, the implementation of these 3 new criminal laws marks a pivotal moment in India's legal history.
Ahead in the news, the Chief Justice of India has emphasized the crucial role of constitutional morality in preserving India's diverse fabric. This concept, first coined by British historian George Grote, it entails adherence to constitutional norms that enable the practice of the Constitution, not only in letters but also in spirit. It goes beyond the literal interpretation and calls for a deeper commitment to constitutional values such as sovereignty, social justice, and equality. He emphasized the balance between freedom and restraint, where citizens obey constitutional authorities but also have the freedom to criticize them. As per Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, constitutional morality is essential for the peaceful functioning of a democratic constitution. However, he noted that this sentiment isn't innate and must be cultivated over time. Ambedkar suggested that a strong nexus exists between the form of administration and the form of the constitution. He warned that it's possible to undermine the constitution without changing its form, simply by altering the administration in a way that contradicts the constitution's spirit. Therefore, he favored prescribing forms of administration in the constitution itself. The Indian constitution embodies this principle through various provisions. Fundamental rights protect individuals from arbitrary state power, while fundamental duties remind citizens of their responsibilities to the nation. The separation of powers, including judicial review of legislative and executive actions, legislative oversight of the executive, further reinforces this concept. Recent Supreme Court judgments have solidified the importance of constitutional morality. In the 2015 Krishnamurthy case, the court linked it directly to good governance. The 2018 Justice K.S. Puttaswamy case reaffirmed the court's duty to uphold constitutional morality by nullifying any law or executive action that contravenes the constitution. In the Navtej Singh Johar case of 2018, the court prioritized constitutional morality over societal norms when striking down Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. In conclusion, as India continues to navigate its complex social and political landscape, the principle of constitutional morality remains a guiding light, ensuring that the diverse voices of the nation are heard and protected under the law. Ahead in the news, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has released its annual SDG National Indicator Framework Progress Report for 2024. This report, developed in collaboration with various ministries, UN agencies, and other stakeholders, provides a comprehensive overview of India's advancement towards the 17 SDGs and 169 associated targets. This comes under 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Now, let's look at some key highlights. In the fight against poverty, we have seen significant improvement. The proportion of people living in poverty has decreased from 24.85% in 2015 and 16 to 14.96% in 2023-24. Additionally, the number of self-help groups provided with bank credit linkage has more than doubled, rising from 18.32 lakh to 44.15 lakh. In agriculture, the gross value added per worker has increased from Rs 61,427 to 87,609, indicating progress in the zero hunger goal. Gender equality efforts are bearing fruits, with exclusive women self-help groups now constituting 97.53% of bank-linked SHGs, up from 88.92%. Access to clean water has improved dramatically in rural areas, with 99.29% of the population now using improved drinking water sources, compared to 94.57% earlier. In terms of reduced inequalities, the percentage of budget allocated for the welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes has more than doubled, rising from 2.86% to 6.19%. The goal to achieve sustainable cities and communities has seen remarkable progress as well, with 97% of wards now having 100% door-to-door waste collection, up from just 43% previously. Wrapping up, take a note on the progress on health and well-being, or Goal 3. Maternal mortality ratio has declined from 130 per 1 lakh live births in 2014-16 to 97 per 1 lakh live births in 2018-20. Under 5 mortality rate has declined from 43 per 1000 live births in 2015 to 32 per 1000 live births in 2020. Additionally, gross enrollment ratio in higher secondary education has increased from 48.32 in 2015 and 16 to 57.60 in 2021-22. In conclusion, these figures demonstrate India's commitment to sustainable development and provide a clear picture of the progress made across various sectors to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
Ahead in the news, in a significant boost to India's green energy ambitions, the World Bank has approved a $1.5 billion loan to accelerate the country's low-carbon energy development. This marks the second round of funding under the Low Carbon Energy Programmatic Development Policy Operation, following the initial funding in June 2023. The main objective of this operation is to accelerate the development of low-carbon energy in India. The operation is structured around 3 key pillars. Firstly, it focuses on promoting green hydrogen by strengthening the enabling policies and regulations. Secondly, it aims to scale up renewable energy, enhancing its penetration in India, reducing costs, and improving grid integration. Thirdly, it emphasizes enhancing climate finance for low-carbon energy investments, including launching India's carbon market and enabling private sector investments. But why is India receiving this support? The expected rapid growth in India's energy demand and its heavy reliance on coal play a crucial role. Additionally, India's key role in reaching global climate change targets cannot be overlooked. The support aligns with India's long-term goal of achieving net neutrality by 2070 and its short-term targets for 2030 under the nationally determined contributions. This initiative also focuses on decarbonizing the hard-to-abate industrial and transport sectors. India's government has been proactive in supporting low-carbon energy growth through various programs. These include renewable energy missions and power market reforms, such as support for large-scale grid-connected solar parks and the PM Kusum scheme. The National Green Hydrogen Mission and incentives for adopting electric and hybrid vehicles through FAME Scheme 1 and 2 are also part of this comprehensive effort. In conclusion, the World Bank's approval of this substantial loan signifies a major step forward in India's journey towards sustainable and low-carbon energy. Ahead in the news, in a significant step towards wildlife conservation, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has approved funds for the next phase of the Bustard recovery program. This vital initiative, which began in 2016, focuses on the long-term recovery of the Great Indian Bustard and Lesser Florican. The Wildlife Institute of India will implement the program's next phase, spanning from 2024 to 2033. This phase will encompass habitat development, in situ conservation, completion of the conservation breeding center, and the release of captive bred birds. To understand the significance of this program, let's take a closer look at these magnificent species. The Great Indian Bustard and Lesser Florican are two of the four species of bustard found in India, the others being Bengal Florican and Hobra Bustard. Starting with the Great Indian Bustard, it holds a critical conservation status. It is listed under Schedule 1 and 4 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, categorized as critically endangered by the IUCN, and included in Appendix 1 of CITES. This species is also part of the Species Recovery Program. Characteristically, males do not participate in incubation or the care of the young. These omnivorous and opportunistic eaters are primarily found in grasslands. The species is endemic to Indian subcontinent. They are mostly confined to Rajasthan and Gujarat, with smaller populations in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. On the other hand, the Lesser Florican, also listed under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and categorized as critically endangered by the IUCN, is known for its unique behavior. They are omnivorous and known for aerial courtship display. Male floricans are generally shorter and lighter than female counterparts. Endemic to the Indian subcontinent, this grassland species is found in regions including Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and parts of Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Karnataka. In conclusion, the Ministry's approval of funds for the Bustard Recovery Program marks a significant commitment to conserving these critically endangered birds.
Moving ahead in the news, a new report released by the Forum of Enterprises for Equitable Development or FEED sheds light on the growing challenges faced by small-scale farmers due to climate change. The findings are alarming. Over one-third of marginal farmers, those with less than 1 hectare of land, have had to cope with extreme weather events at least twice in the past 5 years. This vulnerability is taking a severe toll on agricultural incomes. The report cites data from the 2017-18 Economic Survey, which projects that climate change could reduce annual agricultural income by 15 to 18% overall and by 20 to 25% in unirrigated areas. Over 86% of farmers altered their occupations due to climate impacts. Alternative livelihood includes temporal migration, seeking work under MG-Narega, etc. Lastly, high upfront cost, limited knowledge about options, small landholdings, and lack of physical resources are the major hurdles in adoption of climate-resilient agricultural practices. Furthermore, take a look at the key recommendations made in the report. These include strengthening existing platforms like the FAO's Global Alliance for Climate Smart Agriculture, shifting focus from land productivity, that is grains produced per hectare, to water productivity, that is grains produced per cubic meter of irrigation water. Lastly, implementing a mission mode approach to provide education, training and extension support to farmers. Wrapping up, here are the categories of farmers based on land holding. Marginal for less than 1 hectare, small for 1 to 2 hectare, semi-medium for 2 to 4 hectare, medium for 4 to 10 hectare, and large for 10 hectare and above. In conclusion, as climate change continues to reshape our agricultural landscape, the plight of marginal farmers serves as a crucial indicator of the challenges facing India's food security and rural economy. In our personality news for today, we will discuss PC Mahalanobis. On Statistics Day, June 29th, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation launched e-Sankhya portal to establish a comprehensive data management and facilitate ease of dissemination of official statistics in the country. The Statistics Day celebrates birth anniversary of PC Mahalanobis. He founded the Indian Statistical Institute. He also established the National Sample Survey and set up Central Statistical Organization. He shaped India's second 5-year plan, 1956-61, also called the Mahalanobis Plan. It focused on development of public sector and rapid industrialization. Additionally, he gave Mahalanobis distance a statistical measure. He received the Padma Vibhushan and is responsible for establishment of Mahalanobis International Award. It is given to individuals for lifetime achievements in statistics in a developing country or region, and is supported by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. India initiates anti-dumping probe into import of glass fiber from China, Thailand and Bahrain. Dumping is said to occur when the goods are exported by a country to another country at a price lower than its normal value. Researchers at Government College for Women, Thiruvananthapuram, have developed a method to produce activated carbon for supercapacitors from coconut husks. It can be used to attain sustainable and efficient green solutions for high-performance supercapacitors. The 169th anniversary of the Santhal Rebellion is celebrated. June 30 is celebrated as Hool Divas every year in commemoration of rebellion. Karl Marx has referred to it as India's first organized mass revolution in his book Notes on Indian History. 5 soldiers died after a tank was swept away by Shok River in Ladakh. Shok River is a right tributary of the Indus River. It originates from the Remo Glacier and is joined by the Nubra River from the north. A massive avalanche hit the Gandhi Sarovar, also known as Chorabari Tal, located near Kedarnath Temple in Uttarakhand. Gandhi Sarovar is originally known as Kanti Sarovar. It originates from Chorabari Bamak Glacier. The centre government has extended the Smart City Mission timeline till March 2025. Smart City Mission functions under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It was launched in 2015 as a centrally sponsored scheme. Indians took out $17 billion in 2023-24 for overseas travel under the RBI's liberalized remittances scheme. It was introduced in 2004. It benefits all resident individuals, including minors, who are allowed to freely remit up to $250,000 per financial year for any permissible current or capital account transaction or a combination of both. Employees' Pension Scheme has been amended to give proportionate withdrawal benefits to members with less than 6 months of contributory service. So far, completing 6 months of contributory service was mandatory for such withdrawal benefits. Before we wrap up today's bulletin, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this edition of News Today. For the solutions to today's quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.